Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
How to test projects, or what is testing process. Okay, so let's quickly look at what are the different steps involved in the testing process. Okay, come on, tell me, like, because we already discussed this thing.
Identify the test cases and test data.
Okay.
Understand the application.
Okay.
Maybe run it manually and try to understand how things work before you try to automate it.
Okay, understand application environment, and then execute test cases to better understand what goes to be automated. Okay.
Install any add-ins if necessary.
Okay, so now you're going to prepare QTP to recognize the application under test. Okay. Then, okay, so report defect is a long way, actually. Report defect is long way. So first you have to report a defect. First you need to run your script, right? First you need to look at whether they are functionally working or not.
Maybe you have to create a framework or an overall structure.
Okay, so create framework. Okay, prepare the project directly structure. Then let's create shared object repository. Okay, so create shared object repository.
Parameterization or data.
Okay, so as part of this, create shared object repository and then create function or function library. And then, so you're going to develop script using function and shared word. Okay, and after that you are going to enhance the script. Okay, so here you are going to do all kind of enhancements like the parameterization,
checkpoints,
okay,
recovery scenarios,
yeah, recovery scenarios, regular expressions, recovery scenarios, transactions, output values, and that's what we are going to do. Debug script, then run script,
report data.
yeah. So that's what we are going to create that script here. Let's do the result analysis. And then going to prepare report. And then report issue. We are going to create the defect report. Okay, so the other things, okay, so let's do the synchronization. Yes, that's part of the enhancement actually. Synchronization. What else? Let me look at the chart window. Transaction. Okay. Okay, project directory structure that we are going to talk about as part of the framework. Okay, so we're going to discuss in detail what is the directory structure that comes as part of the framework. Alright, so this is the thing. So let's go through quickly and look at what are these different things. Okay, the first thing is identify the test cases and the test data. So here, like either the test cases or sometimes like the use cases or the requirements. So we are going to ask your, obviously like I say, if you join as automation tester, your detail manager is going to say, hey, these are the manual test cases or the use cases that you have to automate. That's your role, that's your job, right? In case like if you ask, like even that is your responsibility to know what are the test cases that needs to be automated. So you have to ask for where are the test cases, and then you are going to look at those. That is the preliminary step. And also you are going to prepare an Excel sheet with test data for those test cases. Okay, that's also your responsibility. You have to look at whether we have a sufficient data for all these test cases or not. So you're going to put up all the test data in an Excel sheet. And then, now the next step is you're going to look at what is the application environment. First you need to understand what is the application you're going to test, or what is the application you're going to develop the script. So mainly you have to understand the environment is nothing but what's the platform or the technology the application is built. So we are mainly going to look at, for example, we are going to look at .NET or Java or what other domain like SAP or mainframe. What is that application we are going to test? Because why you need to understand basically for why this particular step is required is mainly you have to educate QTP in that direction. Okay, so that's where actually you come here, prepare QTP to record, to recognize the application of the test, right? So what you came to know is, for example, your application is on .NET, then you need to make sure .NET add-in is installed. Okay. If your application is Java, you need to make sure Java add-in is installed. That's what actually when you install QTP itself. So you have to make sure the particular add-in is installed along with QTP. Okay. That's why before you install QTP on your machine, the first you should know what is the application you are going to test, what is the technology, what is that domain, what's the platform. So once you understand, okay, this is the technology, then you are going to install that particular add-in along with QTP. And then the execution of test cases, basically like what are the test cases you got from your lead or manager, right? The manual test cases. You are going to execute them manually. That's why now you better understand what is that application and how this test case works. That way you are going to execute those test cases at least one time manually to better understand how the test case is working. Okay, are there any issues? Are there any steps missing in the test case? So those are the things you are going to look at by executing the test case manually. Okay, and then once you are done with this test, then you are going to create a framework. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the framework, what it is, and what are the different types of frameworks, and then how you are going to prepare this project directory structure. So that's what we are going to talk in detail. And then you are going to create shared object repositories for the project. Then you create different function libraries, and then you are going to develop the scripts using these functions and shared object repositories. Because just like here, we don't do any recording and playback stuff. Okay, because the main drawback with that is there is no reusability. Okay, so that's where actually we are going to make all these reusable components, reusable functions, and reusable object repositories, and then we use them in the scripts. And after you are going to do different enhancements. So basically these are the things that discussed, most of the things except the recovery scenarios. So we discussed most of these enhancements in our basic QTP classes. But anyway, we are going to relook them as and when required in our classes also, because we are going to touch again most of this functionality in this classes. So once your script is robust enough with all these enhancements, then you are going to debug your script. See, basically in the initial steps, you are going to debug your script to make sure everything works. Okay. And after that, you are going to look at what are the data that your script is reading, whether it's getting the right data or not. So that's why you are going to debug the script. That means you are going to execute the script line by line and see how it is working. And then once you feel like, okay, everything working fine in the script, then you are going to run the scripts. You put them in the batch mode. You create a batch file. In case of Policy Center, you are going to create different test sets. If it is within QTP, you are going to create a batch script using the VB script, and then you can schedule the test. So here, basically, you are going to schedule the test. And then run them. The next day morning, you are going to look at the script results. How many things passed, how many things failed. If it is a failed test script, then you are going to look at, you are going to analyze. Is this application issue? If it is application issue, then you are going to report those issues to the development team. So you are going to create a defect. Okay, that way that you're going to prepare your reports also with all your test results and then send it to the product stakeholders, like your lead manager or the developer who wants to look at your script results, so they're going to send it to those people. So these are the different steps involved, how you are going to plan your automation testing. What are the different activities? Okay, any questions?
Sridhar, one question. The first step you said was to identify test cases and use cases, right? And look at the test data. Like, for example, if there are no test cases and no requirement documents, then what is the first step?
No test cases, no requirements.
I mean, in some companies, they don't have requirement documents, right?
Usually they should. See, if it is no requirements, no test cases means that particular project is not at all eligible for automation.
Okay, so
See,
for that,
no test cases, no requirements, that is very, very small project, right? This kind of thing, say 3 months or some kind of project. Those are very, very small projects and they don't have any clear requirements, they don't have any use cases. Those things that we are going to do some random manual testing and then wind up the project. That's
okay.
You need to think about automation.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions? Is it clear? So anyway, like don't worry about this part, like the frameworks, those ones, because those are the terminology like that might be new to you. So don't worry that part. We have dedicated sessions. So those things we're going to discuss in detail. Okay. If you don't have questions, then the next thing is what are the different automation types? This also we discussed in the last class. So what are the different automation types? Basic level, intermediate level, advanced level. Right, so these are the different automation types or automation levels. Okay, those are basically like driven, like you're saying, data driven, pure driven. Those are basically different types of frameworks. Okay, that we discuss later. So the automation types is basically how the companies will develop the scripts. Okay. So the basic level is record and playback. Record and playback. So in this kind of level, like there is the main drawback with basic level is no reusability. Okay, so this is the main concept. What is it, reusability? So I'm going to talk in a moment. Okay, so what's the reusability concept? Intermediate level is partial recording and partial scripting. Partial recording and partial scripting. So mainly here you are going to create the function and shared OR. So we are going to introduce the concept here the reusability. Okay, the reusability. Then the advanced level is complete scripting. So what is this complete scripting? Descriptive programming. So we are going to completely get rid of here object repository. There is no object repository concept in case of descriptive programming. We don't use any shared word in advanced level in descriptive programming. Okay, however, this is called TP. Okay. So I have like you could go as part of this basic class. So we read most of the time this basic level record and playback. So even if you look at the scripts, what are the things that you developed? Everything is hard coded, right? So you see all the scripts and everything is hard coded. So what is this reusability concept here? So what is the difference between intermediate level and the basic level? Most of the companies, they go with this intermediate level automation scripting. So what it means is they are going to create shared object repositories and the functions, and then they are going to use those things in their scripts. Okay. So I want to talk about this reusability concept, right? So let me give you an example. All right. Okay. So let me start QTP. So we're going to use the QTP 11. Even if you people have QTP 10, that is also fine. Whereas in between 10 and 11, not much difference. So this is basically like the add-in, right? So you know what is the importance of add-in. What is add-in and why we need add-in.
Based on which environment and application is developed, you have to use those add-ins so that you'll be able to run those applications.
Yes. Good.
Test those applications.
So that depends on what the application you are going to test. So you need to make sure the appropriate add-in is checked here. Suppose if you are testing the web application, right? So you make sure that web add-in should be checked. If you are testing Visual Basic application, this add-in should be checked. Then you might have a question, where is this Java add-in or where is .NET add-in, right? So that comes once you install that add-in along with QTP, then you see one more checkbox here, .NET add-in or Java add-in. Then you are going to check the checkbox. Okay? Alright, say for example, no, I'm testing the Visual Basic application. Okay, then I don't need this web add-in because I'm testing Visual Basic. Why I need web add-in? And you people maybe have a question like, okay, is it wrong if I check everything here? If I check all add-ins? Yes, so that's correct. If you look at the tooltip here, to maximize the performance and object identification, load only the add-ins that you need. What it means is, so if you check everything here, the QTP is simply confused, right? So whether you are testing web application or a Visual Basic application. So the QTP is simply confused. So that's why, if it's confused, it's going to take a long time to execute your script. That way, See, if you are sure, okay, you are testing Java application, then why you need the other add-ins? Because your application is developed in Java, why you need .NET add-ins, right? So that's what makes sure only those add-ins are checked. Is active default add-in? Yes. So active is basically, if you look at the applications, ActiveX are the basically third-party controls. Okay, ActiveX are the third-party controls. So for example, if you look at the though this is a Visual Basic application, right? So if you log in, so you see, this is basically like ActiveX control. Though this is a Visual Basic application, but these are the controls that the development team is going to use in the developed application. But the ActiveX control is nothing but more than one standard control. So this is a standard control, right? So this is the one text box where you are going to enter the customer name. Whereas if you look at this one, this is a ActiveX control that has 3 text boxes in it. Like say one text box is to enter the day, month and year. There are 3 text boxes. This is an ActiveX control. Whereas they combine 3 text boxes into one control. So because control is nothing but an object. Okay? So these are basically like different objects. So if you look at it, though this is a Visual Basic application, you have these objects or the controls that are embedded in Visual Basic application. Even in same as the case with Java applications, even any other applications. So basically those are the controls that they are going to use in the application. So that's why actually you have to make sure you are testing web or Visual Basic applications, make sure that ActiveX is also checked. That way now, otherwise like what happens is when you record your script, though this is a web application and when you're trying to import here, then sometimes like it says, hey, the QTP says, no, I don't know what's this object. Okay? So that's why actually we have to make sure the ActiveX is always checked by default as we are testing any application. Okay? Alright, so any questions on this add-in? Is this clear? What is add-in and why we need add-in? How are you going to answer that question? How do you answer this? This is a very popular question in interview. Why we need add-ins in QTP? You forgot everything? The people basically who attended it. So that's the class. Okay, let's go through the notes. Let's try to refresh, go through the videos.
Yeah.
So while recording the script,
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.